Hello, beautiful soul sisters. Welcome back to Cooking with Purpose. I'm Veronica Rosa, your emotional wellness and life coach. And today is Spiritual Thursday, where we cook up insight and soul food, sister. So come on in. Today's talk is about mission and life purpose, and not just any mission, your divine assignment. We are talking about natal charts, life paths, soul gifts, and how to stop wandering and living a life aimlessly and start walking in alignment with your soul purpose. So come on in, have a seat. This is a game changer. This changed my life. But before we get started, I'm going to do things a little different today. I'm going to get my chicken wings into the oven because it takes an hour in the oven. And I did something a little different. I made uh, spiralized sweet potato, and we're gonna put them in the oven with some chicken wings. Again, I didn't cook the full batch yesterday because we just had a snack, and so I'm gonna cook the second batch today, or the remaining batch, because I'm supposed to be going to New York this weekend for the first time. So I think we're leaving tomorrow, but so I'm trying to eat up what we have in the kitchen today. So let me go ahead and just put this into the oven real quick, and then we'll get started about natal charts and life paths and how this shifted my life. Once I realized that our society, cultures, and norms and the doctors were not helping me, I took my power back and I started learning, studying life, holistic healing, to say the least. Long story short, I learned about natal charts, and once I found about natal charts, it changed my life for the better. So I spiralized. Let's go ahead and put this in the oven. I spiralized two. Switch over the camera. Actually, spiralized. I think I did too much. I don't think I did. I spiralized two sweet potatoes. I should have just did one, but let's go ahead and season these and put them in the oven. It says one sweet potato. I put two sweet potatoes. It's a lot. It says olive oil. I don't have smoked paprika. I just ran out yesterday. But I do have paprika, salt, garlic powder, black pepper, and a sprinkle of thyme or cinnamon for sweetness. I'm gonna do a sprinkle of cinnamon. Let's go ahead and just do this real quick. Salt, sprinkle a little ground pepper. I mean, not ground pepper, cinnamon, ground cinnamon, paprika. Smells good. Garlic powder. The seasons is the secret sauce to cooking delicious, healthy foods. This is what's going to shift everything in your life. Once you start cooking with purpose, start using seasonings and spices, you will not go back to restaurant food. At least fast foods. I got a little carried away with the little spiler. It was looked pretty cool, and then before I know it, I had a big old mountain. But hopefully my husband will eat it all. It's so pretty. Try to lay it as flat as I can. Again, I used two potatoes and I should have used one. All right, let me add a little bit more salt. Okay, now the chicken wings. I had seasoned the chicken wings yesterday. Similar olive oil, paprika, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning. These are my husband's. This is one of my husband's favorite meals, and mine's too. Okay. So we have that. We're gonna put it in the oven at 400. The wings go for 45 minutes, and then 5 minutes of broil. The sweet potatoes bake for 20 minutes, flipping halfway. So we're gonna do actually I'm gonna put the wings in first for 20 minutes. Hope I don't forget. I'm gonna put the wings first for 20 minutes, and then I'll add in the put timer 20 minutes timer, and then I will add in the sweet potatoes at 20 minutes for 10 minutes, and then flip them over another 10 minutes, and we're back. Okay, we got the timer on. We're all good, so we can eat within the hour. All right, so we got the wings, the sweet potato, spiral sweet potatoes ready. Now let's get talking about missions, discovering your mission through natal charts. This is what shifted my life for for the better. Was stuck with anxiety and spiraling with anxiety, depression, addiction. And when I hit rock bottom, I got on my knees and I started to pray for God and ask, why am I here? What's my purpose? And am I on the right path? Why do I do the things that I do? And I began to study life, holistic healing. And that's when I discovered life paths and natal charts, and my whole life switched for the better. At first, let me tell you about your natal chart. Your natal chart is your unique cosmic blueprint that holds the answers. It maps out the stars, the planets at the exact moment you were born. So using your birth name, your birth time, your birth location, it's like a snapshot of where all the planets and the stars were placed at the time you're born, because you're born into that, and you flow in the energy of those planets that helps predict what your future is going to be like. Now we all have willpower, so we have the power to change that and swim with the current instead of against the current. So just like the moon cycle, when there's a full moon, the ocean water comes up and it overflows. And in the elevator business, it close to Miami, it will fill up the pits, the area, the basements and stuff. And when it's a new moon, all the water comes back and there's a low tide. And you can go into the ocean, and which would normally would be up to here, the water will be up to your ankles. And so that's the energy that we're not aware of. And through your natal chart, we can predict certain aspects of your life, your whole life, actually. But we're just going to talk about going into discovering your mission through your natal chart. So, again, it maps the stars and the planets at the exact moment you were born, and it shows your core energy, your emotional tendencies, communication styles, gifts, even your karmic path. On mine, it talks about my little freckles right here. Some things that I learned about my natal chart, it talked about me having depression. And I was like, you know what, I can't be depressed anymore, because that's like me being depressed over having brown hair and I want blonde hair. And so I was able to shift my energy once I started to do some self discovery. Once you start learning about yourself, you start validating yourself, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, and then you are able to start the healing process. Things that I thought were my weakness actually end up being my strength. And so if you haven't had your natal chart read, it's time, girlfriend. It's going to shift your life. You're not here by accident. You were born on purpose for a purpose. But you do have free will and choice, and the choice to swim either against the current or with the current. And I was swimming against the current, doing all it what our social norms, my cultural norms, swimming against the current. And it wasn't until I kept hitting rock bottom that I got down on my knees and praying, God, please show me the way. When I learned about this, and I'll tell you about my personal natal chart. When I read some of the things at first, it didn't make sense. But as I had was ordered to do AODA for my addiction, my alcohol addiction, and I started using essential oils and my Toby scanner and doing the healing work, now it all makes sense. So let me share a little about me. I'm Life Path 11. I'm a master number, the number of the intuitive messenger. So I am here to inspire, heal, and guide others into awakening. My sun sign is in Cancer. So that's what most people don't know is their sun sign. I'm a Cancer, I'm born in July, meaning I am here to create emotional safety and nurture others, especially through values, food, and self-worth. Isn't it amazing? My moon is in Pisces. That's the 10th house. And I feel deeply, intuitively, my soul's work and spiritual and public. So spiritual is to me is emotional. I feel emotion. That's kind of like I could be around somebody. My husband at first, he said something to me about 7 years ago that triggered me, and I was like, oh wait. He's like, how are you gonna tell me how I feel? Because I must have said something like, you feel this way or feel that way. And he's like, how are you gonna tell me how I feel? And I'm like, yeah, how am I gonna tell him how he feels? That's a good question. But it wasn't until I read my natal chart. I'm like, oh, this is why I feel I'm an emotion when what I thought were my I was too emotional. I'm a what was the word? I'm a drama queen. That actually means I'm an empath. I'm intuitive. I can feel other people's emotions. And so my moon is in Pisces, which makes me feel deeply, intuitively, and my soul's work is spiritual and public. And here I am talking about spiritual work. And so a lot of people get freaked out when they hear the word spiritual. They associate that with voodoo. Spirit, your emotions. Kind of like if you ask, how was Johnny doing today? Was he in good spirit? How was his emotions? But we're not taught about emotions. And so I help people tap into their emotions, because your emotions is what will affect the way you react in life. And so I help you tap into what is that emotion, what is that belief system, and how can we flip it over to a positive so it's no longer blocking you from achieving your dream goals and your desires. I am a Gemini rising, meaning that my voice and teaching style opens doors and makes big truths digestible. So just like talking about natal charts, I try to find a way so that it's digestible. That's why instead of saying, "Oh, I'm a spiritual healer," I used to call myself a spiritual healer, but I feel like it would like push people away or scare them. And so now I use the term emotional wellness coach. And so to make the truth be a little bit more digestible. My north node, and by the way, this is what a natal chart looks like. You can get your own natal chart, girl, and you can find so much about your life. It's like finding the instructions to you, your how-to guide. And so that natal chart just it's amazing. It is truly amazing. I love to talk about natal charts. Um, my north node is in Cancer, and that means it's a destiny to heal feminine energy, emotional suppression, and guide others back home to themselves. And so, and that's what I've done. I learned to heal myself where I feel that I am home. No matter where I go, I am home. And this isn't just this isn't just what I do, it's who I am at my core. So at one time I was doing nails, but doing the nails, talking with other people, learning business, it was just a little, which I thought that was my career and my forever. That was just a little part of who I was being trained to become. And so once I saw the patterns in my chart, everything clicked. Not at first and not at the beginning, because I that was the beginning of my healing journey. And then once years passed by, things became more clear. And even now things are becoming more clear. In my natal chart, it talks about me liking good food, and I didn't know what that meant. Now I know what it means. I think I can't remember the actual term. The packet of your natal chart is like, I don't know if I have mine here. It's like 60 pages long. It's it's deep. I found the page I was looking for yesterday. But anyways, it's like 60 pages long, and you can lose yourself. And still I've been knowing about my life path and my natal charts for over 10 years. And still things are just now coming into alignment where I'm like, oh, that's what it means. Oh yeah. And so it helped me understand why I struggled with addiction, why I am called to help women heal, why I'm obsessed with nutrition and emotional wellness, which at first I had no interest in nutritional and emotional wellness. I wanted to be drinking my tequila, dancing on the rooftop, on the flagpole. Hey, I was toxic, but it was because I was doing what our social norms and doing what I thought it was cool. And and now I learned what my mission is. I started practicing healing and going and doing things differently from my mom, from my sister, from everybody that I knew. And so it was very lonely taking that. that journey into healing. But here I am now, ready to share with you the magic that we have nowadays. We have it at the palm of our fingertips to learn all this. Before, we didn't have the technology to help us learn and study and communicate with people from other parts of the world. My mission, my life mission, was always written in the stars. And when I'm not working on my mission, I can easily fall into boredom, depression, can lead back to addiction, to leads to resentment, feelings of resentment. And so I get very excited talking about natal charts and helping women discover their strengths, their life purpose, and this is life changing. And my husband, he's a life path. He's a master number 22. I'm a life path master number 11, and he's a master builder. So together we become we became twin flames. He was here to help trigger me, all those toxic cycles of abuse and being victimized, whatever. I realize now that it was for a purpose. Had he been like Prince Charming and had handed and catered my every need, I would have been on the bed living it up, but I would have been bored, depressed, and doing things that I shouldn't be doing because I wouldn't be living in my purpose. So I get really excited about this. So, since if you don't have your natal chart, let me know if you're interested. I would be more than happy to teach you the ropes and print out your natal chart, and you get readings. We can start doing some self-discovery. It is part of your woman's wellness workbook. So if you're interested, you can purchase your woman's wellness workbook on my website, vitalityvalueswellness.com, so that you can have the structure of starting to identify who you are, where you come from, where you want to go, and what is your soul mission, your soul purpose, and how to start setting boundaries, what it is that you need to heal through various different assessments, like the assessment we talked about yesterday, the healing the wounded soul, your chakras, your emotional energy center. And so yeah, so for today, I want you to get out your journals and do some reflection and ask yourself these 4 questions. What did you love doing as a child that you've abandoned? Question number 2, what do you feel most alive? If you don't notice it, like just talking about this, I'm like I get very excited. I get super excited talking about this stuff. So what do you do that makes you feel most alive? And question number 3, what struggles have you overcome that you now feel called to help others with? And question number 4, what compliments do people always give you that you tend to brush off? And then ask yourself some extra questions. What if my pain was a portal to my purpose? And what if my gifts aren't random? What if they're required? And so, with that being said, let's anchor in your mission with love and these powerful affirmations. Put your eyes on the prize. You are the prize, girlfriend. Look in the mirror, look in your eyes, and the secret sauce to manifesting is not just saying it and saying it. It's actually try to imagine of what it feels in your body if these affirmations were to be true. Because I know at first when you start your healing journey, there's a lot of, you feel victimized, there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of guilt, doubt, worry, stress. And so I want you to relax. If you have some essential oils, use some essential oils. Breathe in, breathe out, at least 3 deep breaths in, deep breaths out, because that's also going to help calm the mind. And affirm. Put your eyes on the prize and say, I was born on purpose and for a purpose. Yes, you were, girlfriend. Can you imagine the little swimmers that had to get here and to overcome all the different obstacles, and how many times you may have gotten into troubles or dodged bullets and you're still here? So you're here for a purpose. Your second affirmation, say, I trust my soul's unique mission. I am ready to walk in alignment with my divine timing. My gifts are sacred. My voice is needed. I am open to remembering who I truly am. And so now let's take in this high vibe energy back into the kitchen, because feeding your body is part of your purpose too, girlfriend. So when I nourish myself, I aligned with my mission. When I eat well, I think clearly and I feel connected. So let's get cooking with the awareness that even the small things like dinner can become sacred when done with purpose. Because living your mission isn't something you wait for someday or somebody's not going to come. It's you. You have to take your power back, set those boundaries, and start walking in alignment. Start swimming with the current instead of against the current. And it all starts with what you choose right now. So let's get cooking with purpose, girlfriend.
Welcome to Cooking with Purpose. Fill your body and feed your soul. Let's get cooking with purpose to lower A1C, shed unwanted weight, maximize mental sharpness and clarity, boost self expression, boost immune system, build confidence, maintain emotional balance, relieve pain, relieve headaches, cleanse your digestion, and much more. Welcome to Cooking with Purpose, where we fill our bodies and feed our souls. If you are feeling tired, overwhelmed, stressed, or struggling with weight loss, anxiety, or energy crashes, it's time to take back control, starting in the kitchen. Today, we are cooking an easy and delicious, nutrient packed dinner to help boost your metabolism, balance hormones, and fuel your body for success. Whether you are a busy mom, battling cravings, or just looking to feel amazing again, this is for you. Drop a firebomb in the comments if you are ready to cook with me. Let's get cooking, good looking. So, what's for dinner?
Let's get cooking, good looking. So what's for dinner? You already know we started putting the chicken wings in there in the oven. I have about a minute and a half, and then I'll go ahead and put the spiralized sweet potatoes for 10 minutes, and then I will flip them over, put another 10 minutes, and then we'll broil the chicken wings for 5 minutes so that they're extra crispy. I like them extra crispy. So I just want to remind you that cooking with purpose isn't just about food, it's about freedom. For me, that freedom started when I began to detox from sugar, alcohol, and everything that was dimming my light. Back in high school, I began drinking alcohol to get over my social anxiety because, as you see in my natal chart, I feel. And so I was feeling other people's emotions and I was processing that as my emotions. Now I know when now I protect myself, I block myself. But when I do get in big groups, I'm mindful that sometimes what I'm feeling and it's not me, it's other people's. Ooh, especially if I go to a courthouse. I helped my one of my neighbors. She was going through a child thing case, and so there was the whole courtroom was filled with children issues. And you saw all these moms in there with and they're talking about the cases about these issues that were happening with the children. I was there. I'm not there for me or anything, but I'm just crying. It's like I cry for other people. If I go to church, whew, cry, cry, cry too. When I get at large people, it's like I feel like I can cry for people who are in pain. Okay, so let me flip over my chicken. Every time I do this, I get smarter and smarter. I put foil on the bottom of my sheet and rack so that when I'm done, I'll just throw it away. Okay, chicken is flipped. That was in there for 20 minutes. We're gonna put the spiralized sweet potatoes for 10 minutes and then I'll turn them. Okay, timer is on. And so yes, um, for me, that freedom started when I began to detox from sugar, alcohol, and everything else that was dimming my light. So people, I started to set boundaries. That's when I began to know that I'm empathic. I started using essential oils to protect my energy, sage and palo santo. And so and these were all different. I've never seen anybody in my life use these kinds of modalities. Nobody in my family. And so it was something that I did in secret for a long time until I was able to overcome the fear and the doubt and the worry of what other peoples were going to think about it. So, anyways, back in high school, that's when I started drinking alcohol. I was on birth control. I had gained a whole bunch of weight. I was drinking caffeine pills, those no dose to keep me up. But actually, that ended up leading to more anxiety, more depression, and a vicious cycle of prescription medications. And the worst part, addiction. Years later, I actually years around in high I was 21. I got in with the wrong man. He started having me sell drugs. I got caught. I went to jail for 6 months. I went in when I was 2 months pregnant. I got out when I was 8 months pregnant. I now have a felony because of it. And Um, then when I came out of jail, I isolated myself, and then I found a really good man. But then I just came to a point where I was just depressed. I was anxious. I took a leave of absence. And so, long story short, I ended up getting a divorce, and I found myself as a single mom, overwhelmed and watching my son spiral from ADHD and thoughts of I don't deserve to live at 7 years old. Girl, that broke my heart. It broke my heart. Around the same time, I had a breast cancer scare, and I learned about Adderall and how much it was going to be, and what it actually was. And then I had a breast cancer scare, and all of this is happening around the same time. Then I got a DUI because I was emotionally unstable. I couldn't regulate, and I was drinking shots of tequila because that's to lose weight. I was drinking tequila, and instead of using sugary fruit drinks. And so that's like yesterday we were talking about setting your non-negotiables. Nowadays, tequila is a non-negotiable. I do not drink tequila. I can drink red wine, vodka, and Diet Coke, but anyways, so at that time, back in my late 20s, early 30s, I hit rock bottom. I got a DUA. I realized that life was way too much for me to handle. And I realized that our society systems weren't helping me. And so I broke down. I broke down, but actually, that breakdown became my breakthrough. I stopped waiting for the system to save me. I started I started studying life, health, our food system, holistic healing, all of that to say the least. And so I isolated myself, and I started learning. I had to go to the library. We didn't have everything at the palm of our hands like we do now. I would go to the library, I would pull out books, and so yeah, long story short, I decided to put my son on a sugar detox. I did it with him. I did a step further. I stopped drinking alcohol also. And in just 3 days, night and day, I saw a completely different child. It was as if he were on Adderall without the Adderall side effects. He was happier, more clear minded, he was more alive. And that's what sparked my journey into wellness. And since then, no more prescriptions, no more problems. And we actually began to heal from the inside out with real food and through setting boundaries that brought love, health, and abundance in all areas of our lives. My son is now 21, and we've been medication free for way over 10 years. My husband and I, when we met, we were soulmates. They came in to mirror each other, to awaken each other, to overcome the toxic cycles, to heal our inner child. And so now we, and then overcome not just like the emotion, because we're using to regulate our emotions, right? But now that we've done the work, we left those. We don't need that. We can drink if we want. We can leave it. I have like a bottle of Tito's that it's been on top of the refrigerator for over a month. You can see it in all my videos. And in the past, girl, that wouldn't last not one day. But anyways, now we're thriving, we're living in union, in love, with respect. We're running two businesses, including Vitality and Values Wellness, which which is transforming lives all over the world. I have clients through online that I talk in other countries, Africa, different places in the world, and it's so cool. And it all started in a kitchen with making decision to detox sugar, and then I slowly started adding more, setting boundaries in more areas of my life. And so as you cook today, remember that one nourishing choice at a time can also help you rewrite your story. So stop swimming against the current and start swimming with the current. Start with what you're putting into our body, because what we are consuming affects our endocrine system. Your endocrine system is your hormone system. If your hormones are off balance, your emotions are off balance, then you're lethargic, you're tired, you're inflamed, you're in pain, and you don't have the time, the strength, the energy to make different choices. And so I've done all the work for you, girlfriend. I've created meal plans, I have grocery lists, I have workbooks to help keep you organized, to help you house clean house, your inner house, your thoughts, your emotions, your patterns, your old patterns that are no longer serving you, to no longer serving you, in order to live an abundance life. Girl, you're rich, your dad, he's rich and he wants to give us everything we want, but we have to believe. And so today, we are making that spiralized sweet potato fries and oven baked chicken wings. It's gluten free, it's blood type A friendly because I'm a strong believer in eating right for your type. It's high in fiber, high in protein. There's no carbs in there that's our sugar and preservatives that's slugging us down, weighing us down, bringing us down. And so, as you know, we already got that in the oven prepared. I'm going to clean up some strawberries and cherries that I have for snacks for our dessert, our late night snacks, and make a green juice to drink. We got 2 minutes on the potatoes, and then I'll fluff them up a little bit, and then let's prepare the desserts. Keeping it simple yet delicious, and make a green juice with celery, cucumber. Oh, I still have asparagus. I should have thrown the asparagus in the oven. If we're here tomorrow for dinner, I'll have to make that. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to throw it. So I already washed off these strawberries. Whoa! Oh, glass. Oh, glad it didn't break. Let's put it in this cute little bowl. There's my timer. Let you get in the action here. I hope these come out good. I hope they don't stay soggy. Smells delicious, that's for sure. Next time I'm listening to my recipe. One sweet potato. Okay, another 10 minutes. Timer on. Let's get back to our dessert and green juice, cherries. Just gonna pull these off. They're pitted. I don't know how to take out the little pit, but very sexy. Strawberries and cherries for dessert. Simple, easy, easy, delicious, packed with nutrients. No, let's put our green juice together. I have my last green apple. I'll use the other half of that lemon. I need another knife. Johnny Appleseed. That seed, organic seed. This is priceless. This should have value. Seeds, not the Gucci bag. Want to read my poem? I'll also get into palm reading. Okay, but there's nothing like a natal chart. And I think we ate up all the salad yesterday. Let me double check. Nope. Lettuce. Nope. In that case, I'll use up the whole cucumber. Almost looks like a smiley face. Use up this lemon. I'm gonna cut off that part. Use the other half. The other part's good. Made my mouth watery. Lemon, cucumber, green apple, a handful of baby spinach and kale. And let's cut up the celery and a bottle of water. Spring water. One for me, one for the hubby. Cheers. This is a super drink. It has so many health benefits. Put a lid on it. Put it in the refrigerator. Let it chill. Cheers, cheers, cheers. So we got strawberries, cherries. I have this left over. So I'll go ahead and make some celery sticks to go with the wings. All right, let's check those potatoes. I feel like it needs a little bit more time. It's good. The seasons. Let's leave it in 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. And since I have a little extra time, let's make a dipping sauce for the celery. Homemade ranch dressing with some Greek yogurt coming up. Okay, what can I put it in? This is really simple and really easy. Instead of using your ranch dressing that's riddled with toxins that are weighing you down, like preservatives, we're gonna make our own. Salt, pepper. Okay. We are going to use Greek yogurt, lemon. This Greek yogurt is so good. It's like thick, real creamy. I've tried other ones and this is my favorite. We're gonna squirt some lemon juice, Italian seasoning, dill weed, onion. And I'm gonna use garlic powder this time instead of using minced garlic. I don't feel like mincing it. So what does it need? More Italian seasoning. Oh, I need salt. Pepper. Nobody else is eating it besides my husband and I. Could put my finger in there if I want to. Okay, my fries are done. Let me take out my fries. Yep. Delicioso, delicioso. Last time I burned myself when I tried to grab that. Now let's put 5 minutes of broil for the wings. And take a look. They shrink. All right. Eating with purpose, girlfriend. Eating with purpose. Delicious, nutrient-packed meal. Let's finish this ranch dressing. Try it with some celery. Homemade ranch with celery. You won't go back. You will not go back. Once you start home cooking, you taste all these flavors. It is so good. We just let it sit. It'll get all the flavors from the Italian seasoning. Really, really, really good, girlfriend. Love it. All right, so now let's do a quick angel reading for you. Quick message for you. We got about 3 minutes before the wings are ready. Okay, message for you. God is your source. Yes. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God. Your faith opens the doorway to receive. In God, there is no lack of or limitations. Rather, there are plenty of abundance for all to share. I told you he's super rich and he wants to give it to it all. We just got to believe. Another message for you. Message for you. It is safe for you to receive. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good to come to you and through you as it's blessing the world. Thank you. I am ready to receive, God. Thank you. One more message. Words of abundance. So use your powerful affirmations and don't just use it. Believe it. Feel it in your belly, in your stomach. You have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerful, positive words. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms, and this is what you will attract to yourself and others. Amen. So keep gratitude, stay in gratitude, and the money will come, girlfriend. The money will come. Yes, do it. All right, we have seconds left. Beep, 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 beep. I'm gonna leave them back in there to get extra crispy. I'm just gonna show you in a little plate our delicious meal. And when you're eating protein, you can eat a lot of protein, a lot of fat, and lose weight. So I'm just making a little plate here just to show you, but I'm definitely will be eating more once my husband comes home. One nutrient-packed, delicious 90-day detox meal. You can eat a lot more than this. I'm just showing you on the plate. We have sweet potato, spiralized fries. Good. You can taste the cinnamon. You can dip it into the homemade ranch dressing. And one of my favorite, these wings, girl. Dip it into your homemade ranch dressing, straight out of the oven. Dip your celery for a crisp. Mm, 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 mm. I'm glad I made two. At first I was worried, but it worked out. Finger food. Delicious, delicious, delicious. I don't know if you can hear it, but the wings are crunchy, but juicy in the inside. Join me on this 90-day detox. Let's start cooking with purpose, not just healthy food, delicious food. I love to eat. And sometimes you may say, I don't like green juices, I don't like celery, I don't like salads. When you start learning of the benefits of it, you will learn and you start doing these baby steps, put yourself in a 90-day detox. It takes 90 days for our taste buds to change. And then you go back to eating the unhealthy stuff, you're gonna taste the toxic chemicals, and you'll go back and you'll find what you like. You'll find your to-go meals. So I invite you to eat with purpose, girlfriend. Strawberries and cherries. Life is good. All in abundance. Yes, girl. Let's do it. Join me. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Are you ready to take the first steps to shedding weight, boosting your energy, and transforming your habits? It all starts here. Visit vitalityvalueswellness.com and look for the free habit tracker section. Enter your first name, your last name, along with your email address, and your tracker will be delivered straight to your inbox. You've got this. I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Download now and let's start your journey today. vitalityvalueswellness.com.